it's Nina Concepcion here. Today is day 5 of the Facebook series of how did I get into this line of work, which is the number one asked question that I get asked over the last three and a half years. So I decided to provide all my answers to you guys for free. And so it's all about authenticity, because if you think about it, what is the one thing, in your opinion, that makes people the most relatable? What is it that makes people the most influential? What is it that makes you resonate and really connect with another individual? And for me, it really comes down to who are the people who, when you are watching, when you connect with, when you speak to, you think, I think I really get this person, and oh my gosh, I think they're like me, where you can see yourself in that person. Hi guys! I can see Desmay, Jason, and Scott. It's so amazing to have so many amazing people that I have in my life, including you guys. And I know that each of you individually have so much to share, especially on this topic. So feel free to comment, share, ask any questions. If there's anything that you want to elaborate on, I am going to read them on the live. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say and what you have to share as well. And so again, it comes back to, for me, when we see somebody who's being their authentic self, we're really able to, there's a really loud motorbike, we're really able to connect with what's deep inside of them and what's true. If people aren't being their authentic self, then it's almost like they have this mask, and it's really difficult to be able to connect with them and resonate with them, because you don't actually get to see who they really are. And a lot of that has been a big contribution as to how I got into this line of work, because I remember when I decided, I spoke about this a little bit in yesterday's video, day number 4. I spoke about how when I was deciding whether or not to go into real estate, when I was studying exercise physiology, what was happening was I asked everybody in my life, because I didn't really know how to listen to my intuition as much as I do now. But what I was doing was I was asking everybody, and all the people in my life were split 50-50. Some people in my life were saying, or half the people in my life were saying, you do really bad in sales, you do really bad in real estate, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and you're going to have to step on people's toes to become successful. And then the other half of the people in my life were saying the opposite. They were saying, Nina, you do really well because you're really down to earth and you're really friendly and you make friends really easily. So I was really torn, and I really had to feel into myself and make a decision as to what was right for me. Because if I was too concerned about what other people expected from me, or what other people wanted from me, or what other people wanted me to do, then I wouldn't have been able to make that decision for myself. And a lot of you guys know, if you think about what's your perception of real estate, your perception of real estate and sales is negative, typically, because we've typically had a negative association with someone trying to sell us something when it's not something that we need or we desire or we have no interest in whatsoever. So when I was able to bring that authenticity to real estate, when I was able to tell people, no, I don't actually know the answer to that, or no, I don't actually know how much the owner will take for this, but I'm willing to see what you have to say. It was when I was doing that, people were able to see me for a human being, and not someone as, they didn't see me as someone that was trying to manipulate them, because I wasn't trying to manipulate them. And it's all about really being honest with yourself and being honest with other people. If you don't know something, tell people, instead of this perception of, oh, I've got all my shit together and I know everything and I'm the expert at everything. What I love about Chalene Johnson and Brendon Burchard is they talk about how you don't have to be the expert at the one thing. You're just one person that knows a little bit about an area, maybe a little bit more than the majority of people. And what makes you an expert is you're an expert at the way that you did things. It's not about being an expert at that entire industry and that entire problem. It's you've figured out how you've done it and how you've gotten through a problem, and you're sharing it because there's a possibility, just a possibility, which is good enough. There is a possibility that somebody else can also learn from your lesson and learn from what you've learned. They may not exactly take on board everything that you've learned, but they'll take it from this, they'll take it from that person, they'll take it from their own experience, and they're able to form their own opinion with what's best for them at that moment in time. And when we think that we're making decisions for other people, or when we rob someone of the opportunity of being able to make their own decision, then we're taking on too much responsibility that's not even our own. Our own responsibility is to be ourselves, and that's it. Is to be here, show up, be ourselves, and if it helps someone, then awesome. And if it doesn't, then that's not up to us. But our role is to provide what we're here to provide. What did Desmond say? Your authenticity makes you different and real, and that's refreshing, especially in the real estate industry. Thank you, Desmond. And, Des is a beautiful, beautiful person, and she's going into the coaching industry she's kind of already been doing it her whole life, but helping mums return back to joy. And it's really fascinating because it's her authenticity that also shows me that she's going to get clients so quickly, simply because of the person that she is. And that leads to this part in the 14-day series, is the people who already walk the talk, the people who are living the sorts of things that they want to see other people doing. They're the people that inspire people simply because of the person they are. And that is where everything starts. It starts from you inspiring people from who you are. It's you being authentic to yourself. It's you being true to yourself, because it shows other people how they can do the same thing. If I didn't do that from a young age, if I didn't do that in real estate, if I didn't do that in my business now, there is no way that I would be able to build my business the way I have. There would be no way that I'd have a following on my social media. There'd be no way that I'd have any clients, because for me, authenticity is one of the biggest things that allows you to be true to yourself, which I think is the most important thing, and also to allow us to connect with other people as well. And again, I can see that there's a few more people on the live. It's so awesome to have you guys. Please make sure you share some stuff. Tell me your experience so we can have a conversation around this topic while you're on the live, because I love that. What I love about the Facebook Live is we can actually interact and have conversations and explore different topics around authenticity. So I can see that my cousin, Trish, has just come on the live as well. She's a young, beautiful woman, and she is so authentic in who she is. I know that I don't necessarily always mean authenticity in a business sense, but I mean it in the sense of, again, starting from who you are as a person. She's somebody who doesn't give in to peer pressure. She's someone who makes her own decisions. She's someone who can stand up for herself. And I know that she's going to be successful in whatever she does simply because of her own level of being herself and being authentic in whatever area she chooses to be in. And, I really want to encourage you guys to think about, where in your life could you be more authentic? Where in your life are you being authentic? And are you being honest with yourself? So the three things, I'm sweating. It's so hot in Sydney at the moment. It's 34 degrees. I don't know if you guys can see me sweating on the live. But, I nudged the microphone. But the three things that you can take this lesson into your life is, one, sit with yourself first and really feel into, am I being authentic? Am I feeling into what's going on with me? Am I being honest about what's going on with me? Can I confront the feelings, and not just the happy, positive feelings, but also, when you're feeling sad and upset, instead of sweeping things under the rug, it's about actually embracing all of the feelings instead of trying to run away from what we'd prefer. There's a lot of pain associated to when we expect something to be a certain way, as opposed to accepting life for everything that it is. So the first one is sit with yourself, really feel into what's going on with you. That could be sitting in silence, that could be meditating, that could be just simply spending time in nature and being with yourself. The second thing is journal. You can journal what's going on with you. And I love journaling and I love writing, hence why I do posts, and that's why I'm publishing my book, The Naked You, later on this year. Because for me, when I write, sometimes I don't know what I'm writing and I'm just allowing it to come through me. And rather than being in my head and thinking about everything that's going on, I'm just allowing whatever comes out to come out. And what happens is I get a lot more clarity around what's going on with me and how I'm feeling, because I'm not letting my head get in the way of what it is I'm thinking. Or what it is I'm feeling. I'm just letting whatever come up. And I think a lot of us forget to do that. Lots of love for you guys. And so the third thing that we can do to build our authenticity I love what Scott said the other day. It's really about, in business, people think that being successful is doing everything yourself, and being successful is saying that you can do everything yourself and that you're where you are because of your own efforts alone. But more and more people are realizing, and more people are being able to talk about the fact that they are where they are because of everybody in their life, because of all of the situations, people, circumstances that they have co-created. There's a really good movie called Sully. If you guys haven't seen that, I highly recommend it. It's based on a true story. It's got Tom Hanks in it, and I won't give away the ending for you, but something that he says was, it wasn't just because of me, it was because of everybody involved. It was the staff, it was the people of New York, it was the people on board the flight. It wasn't just him that was able to land the plane successfully with, I don't want to give away the ending for you, but it's a great movie and you guys should watch it. And so be able to admit to yourself when you need support instead of being in our ego or being proud or trying to do everything ourselves. I know, because I used to be that kind of person, and there are still some times where I'm like, no, I can do it by myself. And it's that effort and that constant, making that constant conscious effort to say to myself, you know what, maybe I can't do this by myself, and maybe I should ask for more support. And so what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is reach out for support. Whatever it is that you need in your life, or whatever it is that you'd like support in your life, reach out to somebody. For me, okay, so if I'm going to walk the talk, I would love you guys to share my business page, because then I can reach more people and get more of this message out there. And that's how I can have support, because I can't do that all on my own. But comment below and let us know how we can support you in your journey. And remember to be the best you can, to be as authentic as possible, because it's not going to get to that point where everything's perfect. It's not about being perfect. It's about that journey of removing these layers. And that's why I'm called The Naked Coach. That's why my book's called The Naked You. It's not, even though it might look like I'm naked in most of my videos, it's the metaphor for being authentic and being vulnerable and being your true selves, and that process of removing all these layers. I absolutely love this topic, and I'm so grateful that you guys have been here to share in this journey with me. I definitely would not be here without every single one of you. You have all made an impact in my life. As little or as big as you may think, it's all part of how I am where I am today. Make sure you come on tomorrow for the next live, which will be at 5 p.m. I'm also going to give away a free gift tomorrow. So make sure that you hop onto the live, and I look forward to speaking to you guys soon. For anyone who's not watching live, or if there's any thoughts you have afterwards, I do read all the comments after, and I do reply to all the comments. And I wish you guys an amazing, amazing, amazing Friday night. Make sure you stay cool, stay hydrated, have some fun, and keep being you, because that's what the world needs. Lots of love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!